Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Monday Night Raw, the first Raw ever since last night's, or I should say Saturday's epic pay-per-view. And now he's going to be addressing the Monday Night Raw roster since he is the one that is now the permanent Raw General Manager. We did have some controversy in that match, though. Dolph Ziggler did defeat Ricochet. It was a super kick to Ricochet, and it's kind of little shades of what HBK does when he super kicks him. Then he falls on his back onto his opponent going for the pinfall, but Ziggler's hand was on the ropes, and Ziggler ended up winning, but Shane wanted a rematch restarted or something, or at least Triple H to come down to explain it. Triple H came down and he explained it, but not in the way Shane wanted to. He came down and pedigreed Shane McMahon and had a heinous attack on to Shane McMahon. And I mean, you hate to see that to Shane, but it seems like it was going to happen one way or another. But Shawn Michaels is your permanent general manager now here on Raw, and we're going to see what Shawn has to say. Welcome everybody to Monday Night Raw. What a place it is to be tonight, and especially here in Kansas City, Missouri, especially with the Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, here live in attendance. I am very happy to be standing here still your Raw General Manager. Yes, Dolph Ziggler defeated Ricochet. Yeah, a lot of people can say that there is some unfortunate events that occurred. Ziggler's hand was on the ropes. Yes, everybody saw it. But you know what? Shane got his answer, and it was a pedigree. To even make sure that you guys don't think I'm a biased GM here on Monday Night Raw, I put Ricochet and Dolph Ziggler in the King of the Ring tournament, where we'll be crowning a new World Heavyweight Champion, either on Raw or SmackDown. We'll talk about it more from now all the way to the actual King of the Ring, but we are crowning a new World Champion after Cody Rhodes and Bray Wyatt unify both the WWE title and the Universal Championship. Now look, I wasn't expecting to address Triple H's decision to what he did to Shane McMahon. I had nothing to say in that situation. But you know what? The big man's here tonight. Triple H, he's here. So you know what? Triple H, come on down, and you can speak to these lovely fans here in Kansas City that all adore you. And now here comes your new chairman of the board. The Game, the Cerebral Assassin. The Game, Triple H. And it looks like he will be addressing the situation from last Saturday night at Clash at the Castle. Shawn Michaels briefly mentioned it, as there is that new World Heavyweight Championship Triple H is bringing out at this exact moment. That will be the championship that will be crowned at the King of the Ring. And from now on each episode of SmackDown, or I should see Raw and SmackDown, you're going to be seeing that championship, 8 from Raw and 8 from SmackDown, trying to fight to become your next World Heavyweight Champion. And a lot of the things are going to be kind of up in the air, kind of determining what brand is going to get that World Championship. Raw could possibly get it, or possibly SmackDown. Triple H will briefly talk about it more. He talked a little bit about it at the end of Clash at the Castle, but he will address it more tonight, as well as his actions about what he did to Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon, all he wanted to do was an explanation on why the match wasn't restarted. He got an answer he didn't want, and that was via pedigrees and also those sledgehammers to the lower back of Shane McMahon. And we're being told that Shane McMahon is recovering at home, bunch of bruised. He does have one broken rib, and it seems like he's going to be out for a very long time. I don't know when the next time he's ever going to be here in WWE. You hate to see what happened to him. But let's hear from the Cerebral Assassin, Triple H. Now, first off, I will address the Shane McMahon situation and what I did to poor old Shane McMahon. He wanted an answer. He provoked me. I could have easily restarted that matchup and refixed that situation, but Shane, it seemed like he had an agenda, and I put him down permanently, and we will no longer see him on Raw. Shane has no business being in a WWE ring. Yeah, he's a flash in the pan. He brings that nostalgia back, flying around from his West Coast type of action, his one-time big-time maneuver and jumping off the hells in a cell. But besides that, he doesn't bring much to the table. He certainly does not deserve to be your general manager, commissioner, whatever it is. This situation, he's trying to be general manager, and certainly I'm not going to allow that to happen. Dolph Ziggler, thankfully, put away Ricochet, but wrong place, wrong time, had his hands on the ropes, and Shane got all pissy about it, and I put him down, took him out, and no more Shane McMahon. Now moving on from Shane McMahon, I'm going to go ahead and talk about Dolph Ziggler, the man that defeated Ricochet. Thankfully defeating Ricochet. Nothing against Ricochet, but he chose to represent Shane McMahon in that situation, and it cost him. So now Dolph Ziggler, I see a lot in this man, and especially this man behind me. They are very similar in so many ways. You've heard the comparisons for years and years about Dolph Ziggler and Shawn Michaels. The super kicks, the selling, just everything. The all-around superstar. That's what Shawn Michaels was, and that's what Dolph Ziggler is. And I actually have a good idea for Dolph Ziggler. I am the chairman of the board. Shawn Michaels is the Raw general manager. Yeah, we may not be wrestling anymore, but we want to reform D-Generation X. And with this new branded D-Generation X, Dolph Ziggler is going to be one of the members, and we will give you guys another member of D-Generation X sooner rather than later. This version of D-Generation X will bring out the best, and we will keep a close eye on Dolph Ziggler and continue to push him to levels that even himself, Dolph Ziggler, know that he can reach with us, with Shawn and Triple H. We may not necessarily be hands-on, but we know Dolph Ziggler is going to be World Heavyweight Champion. And we're talking about the World Heavyweight Championship. That starts tonight in the King of the Ring tournament, where we see 8 Raw superstars and 8 SmackDown superstars fight to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Now, with this big-time tournament, first-time ever tournament, we've done the King of the Ring last year, where you won the King of the Ring, you get a world title shot, but this year, you become the King of the Ring winner, you become world champion. To make sure everything is clear on this, so Cody Rhodes, Bray Wyatt, they're having a unification matchup for the WWE Undisputed Championship at the King of the Ring. Cody Rhodes represents SmackDown, Bray Wyatt Monday Night Raw. The winner of that matchup will become the WWE Undisputed Champion and will carry that brand's championship. And what I mean by that is if Cody Rhodes wins the WWE Undisputed Championship, it goes to SmackDown. If Bray Wyatt wins the WWE Undisputed Championship, it would be staying here on Monday Night Raw. And the winner, either from the Raw side or the SmackDown side, that superstar would become world champion. It would go to the opposite brand. To put it in shorter terms, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the King of the Ring tournament becomes world champion and will go to the brand opposite of where the WWE Undisputed Championship will be going. Good luck to everyone in the tournament, and the newest member of D-Generation X, the newest member that will be taking D-Generation X to higher and higher levels that D-Generation X has not seen in a good while. Dolph Ziggler is up next against Rey Mysterio here next in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. As well as tonight we start the Queen's Crown tournament. Bayley will be in action. She'll be taking on Lita, as well as Carmella takes on Trish later on tonight. And now we are back after hearing from Triple H and Shawn Michaels. And you guys can tell after the Clash of the Castle got a new look on Raw. We're going to be seeing a new look from Raw, NXT, and SmackDown for sure. New revamped arenas, new look, keeping it nice and fresh for everybody. We've had this arena before, ladies and gentlemen, so it's not like we've not seen it before, but it is a little different, kind of close to what we've had before, but little differences here and there. But we are on the start of the King of the Ring tournament, ladies and gentlemen. The longest reigning cruiserweight champion here in the series, Rey Mysterio. He'll get his big time matchup against the newest member, the new revamped D-Generation X member, Dolph Ziggler. And I mean, I'm very curious how the hell that's going to work out. Hopefully, for Ziggler's sake, he's able to knock off Rey Mysterio. Rey Mysterio last Saturday night, just a couple nights ago, was in action against his son, and Dominic would go on to Dominic would beat his dad, unfortunately. Beat his dad and would go on to join the Judgment Day. Dominic would have Damian Priest. He would come out, lay Rey Mysterio out. Damian Priest would lay out a firm declaration saying, hey, we see something in you. Edge sees something in you. Finn Balor, Rhea, everybody sees something in you. So either you're Judgment Day or you're not. So in Dominic Mysterio, he thought it was a perfect opportunity to join up with the Judgment Day. And we've made it official between both Raw and SmackDown, between Shawn Michaels and JBL. That is official. Dominic Mysterio is on SmackDown, and we have Legado del Fantasma here on Raw. As the referee rings the bell, big time matchup between both men, two veterans here in the business. Has a big jumping I guess you could be jumping clothesline, I guess, but this would be a big time matchup, not just for this, but obviously with the implications of being World Heavyweight Champion at the King of the Ring. A lot of implications. And, you know, it's not just big implications for World Champion, but also at King of the Ring, we're having the first ever WWE Undisputed Championship being unified between the Universal Championship and the WWE Championship. So I guess the WWE Universal Championship, whatever you want to call it, it is one of the biggest things that's going to be happening in series history, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be one big championship. Is now Ziggler. Oh, big punch to the nose there. And my question is Rey Mysterio 100% after losing to Dominic? And especially his wounds are going to be... He bled a little bit on the face as well, and Dominic, you know, surprisingly, I was expecting Rey to take it to his son, but I think, honestly, Rey didn't want to be there, and no dad wants to be in that situation where you have to deal with that. Obviously, at one time, the Mysterios were hoping to be the first father-son duo to be the tag team champions, but they never got that far, unfortunately. So now, we'll see how Mysterio is going to be doing here in this, and having to deal with Dolph Ziggler just 2 nights after a grueling match. And same for Ziggler, I guess you could say. You know, is he going to be 100%? Was it in too much of a brutal match, you could say, with Ricochet? Ricochet put up a hell of a match with him, but it was not enough to put him away. And, you know, some controversy in that matchup, Ziggler's hand on the bottom rope. But I think without that, I think, honestly, Ziggler still would have beaten Ricochet. As Rey Mysterio, it's a DDT faceplant, whatever you want to call it. Very effective. Will that be enough? No. Strong kick out there from Ziggler. And now Ziggler trying to roll out the way, but Mysterio cutting him off. And that's that veteran maneuver from Mysterio, trying to make sure Ziggler, or any superstar in general, honestly, are going to be able to try to roll out the ring. Because once you let your opponent roll out the ring, you know, they're going to start being able to, you know, kind of recuperate, get their breath. But you want to keep on your opponent as much as you can. It's a big elbow right across the face there of Mysterio. I think he's trying to cut him open with that elbow. And now this big boot from Ziggler. But no, Mysterio now with a reversal. Back and forth opening contest, ladies and gentlemen. And Rey Mysterio throwing him down with that Hurricane Rana right into the ropes. Vintage Rey Mysterio, the 619 to Dolph Ziggler. Will that be enough? But Rey, he's not going to go for the pinfall just yet. It's a big drop kick to the left knee. Mysterio now. Oh, perfect. The show-off rolling out of that ring, but Mysterio right there. He is all fired up. Mysterio just eating this up, ladies and gentlemen. Rightfully so. He's very confident. He believes he has Dolph Ziggler right where he wants him. Ziggler's in trouble. But Ziggler right there just rolling further out of the way, and a big clothesline from Ziggler. Now Ziggler's time to get something going here. Big opportunity, big jumping clothesline. And Ziggler's all fired up, but Ray's back up to his feet. Doesn't realize it. And hopefully that won't eat him in the behind. Big face buster there, Mysterio now. Uh-oh. Springboard. Hurricane Rana takedown. Will that be enough to put him away? But no, strong kick out there from Ziggler. Still plugging away, trying to keep himself in this matchup. Oh my goodness. Imagine being stomped on your arm, your shoulder blade area. I guess it'd be the triceps and biceps area, whatever it was. Highly effective, man. And now, uh-oh. Sleeper hold time. Will Rey Mysterio be forced to tap out to the newest member of D-Generation X, and that being Dolph Ziggler? Mysterio, he's trying to. How much is left in it, though? Oh, now Mysterio. Oh, I thought maybe he's going to try to maybe steal one there with his feet on the ropes. And now Rey's. Oh, my goodness, what a brutal DDT from Mysterio. Like I mentioned before, Rey Mysterio, the longest reigning cruiserweight champion that we've had in series history. Dolph Ziggler had an impressive reign as your United States champion back on SmackDown a couple years ago. And now he's tuning up the band. Super kick to Mysterio. And we may be queuing up the fat lady. Because no, she is not going to be singing. Ziggler cannot believe it. That super kick was right on the chin there of Rey Mysterio. Ziggler talking some major trash to Mysterio, and he lays waste. A great opening bout to kick us off here on Monday Night Raw. This is all to become the new World Heavyweight Champion. So let's say Monday Night Raw Superstar wins, and let's say Bray Wyatt defeats Cody Rhodes. The World Champion would go over to SmackDown. If Cody Rhodes wins the WWE Universal Championship, he would stay on SmackDown, and the World Heavyweight Championship would go to Monday Night Raw. So a lot of big things are going to be figured out. Not just tonight, but in these coming weeks of Monday Night Raw. You get the King of the Ring tournament, and then you also got the Queen's Crown tournament. A lot of big stuff is coming our way. Ziggler trying to decide what he wants to do, just kind of taking in the time. Referee telling him to get back inside. Uh-oh. Ziggler going high risk. I don't ultimately believe he really, Ziggler doesn't really need to go high risk in this situation. He's kind of taking up too much time. And I think for Ziggler, I think it's just thinking about what he wants to do. What can he do in this situation? A super kick wasn't enough. What does he have to do? What kind of maneuvers does he need to set up? And this is what I'm talking about. Super kick right there. Certainly this has to be it. 2, 3 it is. Ziggler fought hard. So did Rey. But Ziggler was just way too much for Rey Mysterio tonight. Not only did Rey lose Saturday to his son, but loses in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. You hate to see it. The super kick there out of nowhere, and it was all she wrote. This time Ziggler's hand not on the rope, perfectly fine. Shoulders are down, and Ziggler will be going on to the semi-finals, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be very interesting to see how that goes as he advances. And we get ready for the first round of the Queen's Crown tournament here next. And I cannot wait for the first ever Queen's Crown tournament here tonight being underway, ladies and gentlemen. It is down right now. Bayley will be taking on Lita in the first round matchup. Lita and Trish knocking off Carmella and Zelina Vega to become your new women's tag team champions. There's a lot of women trying to become the next contenders for that championship. It'll be very interesting to see, who exactly that's going to be. I mean, based off what we've seen, the Bella Twins, Nikki and Brie, certainly want to try and get the minds of Trish and Carmella, or I should say Trish and Lita, women's tag team champions. But Dakota Kai, Io Shirai, former women's tag team champions, you cannot doubt them. And, certainly there's plenty of tag teams that, you could honestly see Carmella and Zelina Vega get another opportunity. And, I mean, the tag teams on SmackDown as well. There's just so many tag teams that are starting to build up, and that's a good thing. Becky Lynch and Asuka, they're a tag team, a formidable duo. Becky Lynch is kind of taking away her opportunity to try to become the SmackDown Women's Championship, and she wants to boost her up the women's tag team division, and she's got with Asuka. Asuka was believing there was a perfect opportunity as well. But we'll get more into the women's tag team division. But now here comes Lita. And we'll see how they come out with those women's tag team championships for the very first time here, live in Kansas City, Missouri. And there they are, Lita and Trish Stratus. They put on a hell of a tag team match, ladies and gentlemen. And able to dig down deep. There was moments in that match if you thought maybe Trish and Lita might lose, but they are WWE Hall of Famers for a reason. They put everything on the line, and they walked out with those women's tag team championships. Now, a lot of people, I always mention it, and you know, a lot of superstars over the years have mentioned it, it's always easier, they feel like it's easier to get to the mountain, but to stay on the mountain, they feel like that's the hardest, which is, I mean, honestly, it totally makes sense. It's not easy to stay on top of the mountain, but they're able to. Or not able to, pardon me. But now they are part of this women's first ever Queen's Crown Tournament, where the winner will get a championship opportunity at SummerSlam. But they have to beat the SmackDown superstar at that time. But we'll get there when we get there. A lot of big-time SmackDown women's superstars. But, you know, there's the women's I'm looking for, you know, what we're seeing tonight, Carmella, Trish, Lita, Bayley, and then we're going to have Charlotte in the tournament. She'll be in the matches next week for the Queen's Crown Tournament. Part of the first round of those matches are getting underway. So, I mean, there's going to be plenty of potential, ladies and gentlemen, on what we're going to be seeing here coming up here very, very soon. And, I mean, the SmackDown side of things, certainly for sure as well. You know, Asuka's going to be a big fan favorite. Then you got Ronda Rousey, Shayna Baszler, Raquel Gonzalez. And, I mean, Tegan Nox is very interesting. I mean, she's Miss Money in the Bank. So, I mean, this is for the opportunity to become the first ever Queen's Crown Tournament winner. But she could also still carry her Money in the Bank briefcase, but she could also have a title shot there at SummerSlam. So, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, I guess. There's, like I said, it's so much potential with this tournament. A lot of superstars you might not think like, oh hey, they might not win. It's just all about opportunities and get that ball rolling. Big punch there from Bayley, stunning Lita at that very moment. But now Lita with that spinning kick to the ribs. And maybe if Lita can start bruising that midsection of Bayley, maybe Lita can hit a swanton bomb. But obviously for Bayley's sake, she wants to make sure Lita is not going around here, flying around here. Irish whip off the ropes, misses that elbow strike, misses a backhand. Bayley, I guess Lita might be a little bit faster in both the exchanges. There's a brutal DDT there from Bayley, but another strong kick out from their women's tag team champion. And imagine if Lita and Trish were to make it to the finals of the Raw Women's Tournament. How crazy would that be? Big haymaker there from Bayley. But now Lita with a big haymaker of her own. Back and forth. And I know Bayley may not like Lita in this moment, but certainly Bayley is going to probably be thinking in her head that this is a once-in-a-lifetime type of a situation. It's a Bayley to belly from the second rope. Is that enough? No. Lita survives. How in the heck is she surviving? A heck of a maneuver, and now Lita rolling out the ring. Bayley gonna try to maybe inflict some more damage here, and that's the best thing for Bayley to do in this situation. Loosen up Lita as much as you can. Do so much damage to where Lita can't fly around the ring, where she can't go for a twist of fate, a swanton bomb, whatever Lita might try to do, because that's most of her offense. She's gonna, and even that
not just the Swanton Bomb, but the moonsault she likes to pull out of her repertoire from time to time. Lita is just so dangerous at times. As now Bayley going to try to make her pay for Lita, trying to get the crowd behind her. Brutal strike there from Bayley. A lot of times where a lot of superstars are put away by that maneuver. Bayley, is she advancing to the next round? 2. No, Lita kicking out at the very last second. And look at the frustration on Bayley's face and just her actions. You can sense that she is not too happy. She knows she's won multiple matches with that, and Lita will not go down without a fight. She's a WWE Hall of Famer for a reason, ladies and gentlemen. And now Lita tossing her up, and down went Bayley. I think this is an opportunity for Lita to try to stir something up in her moveset. And now, brutal leg drop there from Lita. Can Lita steal victory over Bayley? Pinfall. 2. No, strong kick out from Bayley. This match continues. What a first matchup in the Queen's Crown Tournament. And Lita, she's trying to get herself going here with the multiple clotheslines. And then the sweeping of the leg takes down Bayley. This Kansas City crowd is on fire. They are absolutely loving what they're seeing from these women. A heck of a matchup so far. And now Bayley doing the right thing, trying to roll the heck away from Lita. You don't want her to have too much momentum, and over the top Lita goes. And now it's back to Imano versus Imano, slowing down the match. As these women go back and forth outside here. Plenty more to come, ladies and gentlemen. As we've already announced, we're seeing 4 men's matches, including 4 of those matches being for the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. We're going to see this match of the Queen's Crown tournament, including Trish. She'll be back out here later on tonight taking on Carmella. And also a number 1 contenders matchup, as we're going to see Gunther take on Austin Theory in a number 1 contenders matchup, where the winner takes on AJ Styles for the United States Championship live at the King of the Ring tournament. Bayley back in the ring. Referee at a 9. Bayley, is she going to take a count-out victory? Yes, she is. What a sham. The first matchup, ladies and gentlemen, that we see in the Queen's Crown Tournament is a count-out. And Bayley just laying there to Lita. Lita, she knows Lita's hurt, and Bayley takes the short route. She didn't try to break up that. And Bayley with a big win tonight. And it looks like she's advancing to the second round of the Queen's Crown Tournament. I would say I'm surprised on how low Bayley would go to get her victory, but Bayley, the mastermind that she is, she's pulling out all the stops and pulls out a count-out win. Victory is a victory at this point, and it's a win over the women's tag team champion, Lita. We'll see Trish come out later on tonight. We'll see if she'll fare any better when she takes on Carmella. But it is now time for the number 1 contenders matchup. Austin Theory takes on Gunther. So last night, last Saturday night, at the Clash at the Castle pay-per-view, it started off as a fatal 4-way elimination matchup where Austin Theory was the very first one to be eliminated, and then AJ Styles would go on to eliminate Gunther. And then after that, it came down to AJ Styles and Seth Rollins, where we know how that rivalry came to a head on SmackDown at one time. And then obviously they get drafted to Monday Night Raw. Rollins would go on, obviously, to defend against Gunther. Gunther would take the championship away from Mr. Seth Rollins. And then a couple weeks later, which is last Saturday, that is when Gunther lost his championship. But tonight, Gunther will look to get at least get a number 1 contenders match under him, defeat Austin Theory tonight, and go on to the King of the Ring match for the United States Championship at the King of the Ring pay-per-view. It is going to be one heck of a pay-per-view, ladies and gentlemen. King of the Ring and the Queen's Crown Tournament all in one night. From a unification match to a new world champion to the winner of the Queen's Crown Tournament gets a future women's title shot. A lot of big things are coming your way, especially becoming the King of the Ring, and especially the first ever Queen of the Queen's Crown Tournament. You could probably call it the Queen of the Ring if you really wanted to, but to make it stand out, the Queen's Crown Tournament. And honestly, you would think perfectly when it comes to Charlotte, where she always talks about how she's the queen and everything. This tournament fits her perfectly. But for this right now, we are focused on seeing who will be challenging AJ Styles at the King of the Ring pay-per-view. And the referee rings the bell. Here we go. Austin Theory versus Gunther. And a big fact about this matchup is we're able to actually talk to Gunther briefly backstage, and he shortly said that he should still be United States champion. If the match wasn't changed to a fatal four-way elimination matchup, he would still be the United States champion. He did eliminate Austin Theory first, and technically with that, if it was a normal matchup, Gunther would be still your United States champion, but Gunther's going to have to deal with it. AJ Styles is your new United States champion. So now you have Gunther and Austin Theory fighting to become next in line for that United States championship. Gunther, oh my goodness, just trying to cave in the chest of Austin Theory. It's a big knee there from Mr. Gunther. And for Gunther, I mean, yes, he did lose the United States Championship, but the rest of Imperium are still tag team champions. Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser still the Raw tag team champions, as they retained over Dexter Lumis and Johnny Gargano of The Way. And pretty much it was a short fashion match, man. And Imperium came right after The Way and ended up winning and becoming still your Raw Tag Team Champions. And now trying to wrench in that left arm, but Theory now not going to back down. A lot of people, when you face off with Gunther, you might feel that, that part of you might be kind of not scared, but your ultimate mindset might be thrown off. But right now, Austin Theory is staying in this matchup with Gunther. A lot of people might think that Gunther might not be too happy, which he's not, but it's one of those things where a lot of times getting overly pissed off about situations will throw you off of your game and whatnot. So we'll see if Austin Theory can maybe capitalize on that. Let's look at these big old haymakers there from Gunther. It's now a pinfall. Will this be enough? No, strong kick out there from Gunther. And now rolling out of the ring. Oh, wait a minute. Theory looking to go high risk. Theory, big axe handle, takes down the former United States champion. Theory is bringing his A game tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And look at those haymakers. And then a big old clothesline just for good sake. Austin Theory, man, he's going to be the future of WWE, like it or not. Certainly underrated when he brings to the table. You got the ever so dangerous Bronson Reed. Big powerbomb into the apron and then swinging him like nothing. But and now Bronson Reed, the insurance policy. I was going to say, maybe he's going to try to slow down Gunther at this very moment. But when you have an insurance policy like Bronson Reed, it is something you have to be out on the look for. And wait a minute, Gunther being caught by Theory out of nowhere. Big time maneuver there, right there, dropping him on the knee. Will that be enough? Oh my goodness, that was so close. But now Theory might steal one. Can Theory do it? He has him up. Theory, down to Gunther. Are we witnessing an upset? Austin Theory, 2, 3. Holy crap. Austin Theory with an upset of the century, it feels like. We told you this is the future right now. The A-Town down maneuver taking it to Gunther, and just like that, Mr. Theory is going to the King of the Ring, where he'll challenge AJ Styles for the United States Championship. Holy crap. Kevin Owens and I absolutely tore up Clash at the Castle, and I ultimately respect the living crap out of Kevin Owens. He saved me from a brutal beating last week from Bronson Reed. He didn't have to do that, but he did. And he told me to go home, recuperate, and get ready for a big-time beating, and we certainly beat the living crap out of each other. I am certainly ready to fight Kevin Owens again, but I know Kevin Owens is in the King of the Ring tournament, which I wish I was in the King of the Ring tournament, but I understand. I am the new $1 million champion, as well as Mr. Money in the Bank, so rightfully so, I don't need to win that match. I will be keeping an eye on that new World Heavyweight Champion winner there at the King of the Ring, as well as the new WWE Undisputed Champion there at King of the Ring, either being Cody Rhodes or Bray Wyatt. Either championship I could cash in, the new World Champion or the WWE Universal Champion. But my main focus now is not just $1 million champion and Money in the Bank holder, is to put on banger of matches. And it seems like someone wants to target me, and that happens to be Bronson Reed. You think you're just going to come out here and do what you did to me last week without some ramifications? Well, Bronson Reed, I'm challenging you to a match next week here live on Raw. And this matchup will not be no ordinary matchup. This is going to be an Extreme Rules matchup. And I'll even give you the stipulation to, if you win, if you somehow beat me in this Extreme Rules matchup next week, Bronson, I will give you a championship match at the King of the Ring. So I'll see you next week when I show you that it's time for Claymore Country. Big words there from your new $1 million champion. He's still Mr. Money in the Bank, that being Drew McIntyre. And he says he's going to keep his eyes open at the King of the Ring, where the WWE Universal Championship will be crowned live there at King of the Ring. It's either going to be Cody Rhodes or Bray Wyatt. And also keeping an eye on that new World Heavyweight Championship, where possibly Ricochet could go on to make it to the finals, or it could be the man that's making his Raw debut tonight live here in Kansas City, that being Carmelo Hayes. The man is a former NXT champion, looking to make a name for himself here live on Raw, and he's going to get that opportunity live tonight. Ricochet fell up a bit short, taking on Dolph Ziggler, ate a super kick. Little bit of controversy in the matchup. Triple H, though, fixed it, and that being with a beatdown to Shane McMahon. So we'll see if and even what Shawn Michaels said, he's not being a biased GM. He could have, tormented Ricochet with other stuff, but obviously right now Ricochet is getting the opportunity in the King of the Ring tournament. So bygones are bygones, no issues there it seems. But there is Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is here, and this is his Raw debut, ladies and gentlemen. How do you think Mr. Carmelo Hayes is going to be faring here live on Monday Night Raw? Not only will Carmelo Hayes be one of the superstars here joining, but it is Carmelo Hayes, Tyler Bate, Grayson Waller, and Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker actually is your United Kingdom champion there in NXT, and Grayson Waller is currently challenging him for that championship in 2 weeks' time, ladies and gentlemen, at the Great American Bash pay-per-view. So we'll see how that fares, but both of those men will be on the Monday Night Raw roster. We'll see how it fares, what kind of rules Bret Hart plans on doing with that United Kingdom Championship, but we plan on focusing on the King of the Ring tournament here live on Monday Night Raw with Ricochet and Carmelo Hayes. Referee rings that bell. Here we go. We're going to see if Carmelo Hayes is going to miss tonight. He says Melo don't miss, but tonight he could miss. He could miss, and he could be a first-round exit here live on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, for Carmelo Hayes' sake, you'd hate to see it, but I mean, being in the ring with one of the best record-wise here on Monday Night Raw will definitely help you out. Ricochet just has not been able to figure out in the terms of being a champion yet here in the series, but sooner rather than later, you gotta think Ricochet certainly will be next in line, get himself a championship opportunity, or at least win a championship. He's had opportunities, just has not been able to capitalize. But Ricochet's too good of a wrestler not to get a world championship match or get a title in his young career here. But plenty more matches still to come. We still have the other Queen's Crown first round matchup. We're going to see 2 more next week. And we'll see how that's going to fare for the women as Carmelo Hayes balling out here. Ricochet springboard. Bulldog takes down Carmelo Hayes. A big-time matchup I'm really looking forward to tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Xavier Woods, he is back after being out for nearly a month, if not a little bit longer than that. And he has a no-holds-barred non-title match against that Universal Champion, Mr. Bray Wyatt. So very curious to see how that is going to be faring, ladies and gentlemen. Big haymakers here from Carmelo to Ricochet. Can Xavier Woods get his revenge? Being out for a month, that is not easy on anybody. And Xavier Woods had to deal with that. So tonight, he looks for revenge in the no-holds-barred matchup. Can he do it? We're going to figure out tonight in your big-time, massive main event. As Carmelo Hayes taking some time to talk some trash to Ricochet. I don't know if it'll be the best idea. No, this is that cocky confidence. As now Ricochet rolling out the ring. Carmelo, Carmelo looking to fly. High risk, high reward, and he hit all of it. That flying cross body, and just like that, Carmelo Hayes, the young up-and-coming superstar. We saw flashes there in NXT, but now looking to bring what he brings to his table here live to Monday Night Raw. And certainly he has all the characteristics to be a champion here. Same thing can be said about Ricochet, but you know, maybe there's more of a it factor when it comes to the overall look, the promos, the everything that Carmelo Hayes brings to the table. And look at these big old haymakers taking down Ricochet. But both of these men need to get started back in the ring here. It'd be a shame to have a count out. We've already seen one earlier on tonight in the Queen's Crown Tournament. Carmelo Hayes waiting for him to get back in the ring. We're at a 7. And now double knees. Double knees out of nowhere to Ricochet. Will that be enough? Ooh, but Ricochet being saved by the ropes. Referee saw it this time. Didn't see it Saturday, but he made sure to definitely see it right here, right now. It's all you can do, I guess, for the referee's sake. And a brutal knee strike. You could hear that from the cheap seats. As now Carmelo Hayes, high risk, high reward. He's going up, looking to fly. And now Carmelo Hayes, leg drop, vintage Carmelo Hayes. He does not miss, and he is advancing to the next round in this championship tournament to crown the next world champion. Not only has Dolph Ziggler advanced, but now Carmelo Hayes has advanced with a win over Ricochet. What a back and forth match. A first ever win there for Carmelo here on Raw. Congratulations to Carmelo Hayes. Definitely needed that. He secured it, and we'll see how he fares later on in this tournament. This has been a great night so far here in the King of the Ring tournament, and Carmella getting an opportunity. They see how she fares in this, and I think it's an ultimate shame that Zelina Vega's not in this tournament. She calls herself from time to time Queen Zelina Vega, but I guess, you know, it is what it is. Doesn't get that opportunity for herself, but, you know, being there for Carmella, her tag team partner, why not? Yes, they did lose Women's Tag Team Championship Saturday night, but, you know, if Carmella can, you know, get the ball rolling in the terms of beating a WWE Hall of Famer Trish Stratus, but imagine how Carmella can do if she's able to ultimately win the Raw side of the Queen's Crown tournament, but also in the finals, if she were to make it that far, defeat the SmackDown Finals winner, and you know, she's able to become the Queen of the Ring, or the Queen's Crown winner. It'd be awesome for Carmella. There's a lot of big time opportunity for these women here. As we now wait for Trish Stratus to make herself down to the ring here, coming out here with Lita. And unfortunately for Trish, you know, for Lita, I should say, she lost. It was a count out, but it is a count out. It's not your typical pin or submission, but a win is a win. And Lita seems like she is very, very upbeat, which you gotta be, even though it is going to be frustrating that Bayley would go to the extreme of winning by countout. But you know, it's one of those things, ladies and gentlemen, that you don't expect, but you gotta kind of expect it from Bayley. You hate to think of it in that way. You'd want your first ever Queen's Crown first round to go excellent, where we get, you know, no shenanigans or anything like that. But you know, Bayley decided to choose a countout victory. I mean, you could also say that Lita needs to be aware of her surroundings, but you know, Bayley chose the count out. She could have easily broken up that count. She was already at 9 in the ring. She stopped, but you know, Bayley wanted to advance. She wants to get that world title shot, rightfully so. But you know, we'll see how Trish Stratus is going to deal here against Carmella. Big time matchup in the first round. Here we go, Trish and Carmella. Big haymakers. Trish coming right out of the gate. Big boot to the dome. And certainly for Trish, she certainly would love to have a world title run as well. Same for Lita. It would have been nice to maybe see a Lita versus Trish matchup. Two WWE Hall of Famers going at it, but fortunately we didn't get to see that with that count-out win by Bayley. But you know, Bayley doesn't care as long as she advances. There's nothing in the rule book saying that you can't win by countout. So you know, it's perfectly fine. She didn't you know, hit anyone with a chair or anything like that. And like I mentioned, it's one of those sucky things, but you know, a win is a win at this point. As Trish with those big haymakers there to Carmella. And what would be next if Carmella were to lose tonight? You know, where they focus back on getting those women's tag team championships back. But Queen Selena Vega and Carmella certainly work quite well in this tag team division together. So I mean, there's definitely some promise when you think about Selena Vega and Carmella as women's tag team champions. Certainly very well could get them back. And maybe they can get a rematch against Trish and Lita down the road, especially at the next King of the Ring pay-per-view. Certainly they could do that. And blowing a kiss right in the face there, Trish Stratus. Here we go, off the ropes here. And now, look at this big haymakers to Carmella. And now again, Selena Vega getting involved here. At least Selena Vega is trying to do everything in her power to make sure that Carmella wins this. And maybe for Selena Vega, you know, maybe with her calling herself queen, maybe she can see the future. Maybe not. I mean, you know, she's not participating in the Queen's Crown tournament, but right now she has that Queen's actual crown, so maybe she's keeping that all nice and ready for Carmella, so Carmella could be the first ever Queen Crown winner. And now Carmella gonna go through the ropes, a suicide dive. You can tell she's tired, but she's putting everything out on the line here. It's a big kick to the lower back. Trish could be in trouble. You do not want a fired up Carmella right here. And she's... Oh, look at this head scissors. This flying head scissors to Trish Stratus just takes her down. Trish is down and out, ladies and gentlemen. Can she get back in this matchup? Momentarily, it seems like she's going to be able to. These women need to get back in the matchup, though. I don't think we could really deal with two, you know, possible countouts in one night in the Queen's Crown tournament. And now Trish from behind, or at least she was trying to, but she's now able to adjust it to the front. Big drop kick knocks down Carmella. And look at Lita right there, just trying to stare in the soul of Carmella if she had to. Big super kick right to the ribs, taking all the breath out of Trish Stratus. And now, just like that, Carmella back into momentum. Right now, just building that off little by little. That can change up the whole trajectory of this matchup, especially a big kick to the ribs. You're not able to breathe. It slows everything down. Changes up the mindset of Trish, what she was thinking about doing. And just some of those things that could be a key pivotal moment in this matchup. As now Carmella has Trish on the ropes here. Oh, right there, the chest. That is not going to be feeling good. And now working on that left knee of Trish. We know how Carmella loves submission holds there. Oh, I think Trish was trying to go for the Trish kick. And oh, the toe drag takedown there. And oh, this is what I'm talking about, Carmella. Just so disrespectful to her opponents. And now Carmella, snap, suplex. And now Trish, big haymaker, stuns Carmella for the time being, though. These women are putting it all on the line. Back and forth we go. Both women running into each other with a double shoulder block. Trying to slow down this matchup. Trish trying to tell the crowd that she's going to try to finish up this matchup. But this brutal DDT, the moonwalking DDT there from Carmella. The nonchalant pinfall, but luckily for Trish's sake, Carmella had Trish's legs underneath the rope there. Now this is where Carmella has to be very, very careful here. You got to figure out what you got to do to put away Trish now, because you're keeping Trish in this matchup for the time being, and you're giving Trish this opportunity to, refocus up. Oh my goodness! What a kick out of nowhere! Stuns Carmella and throws her right into the barricade. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness, Irish whipping her right into the barricade. That lower back certainly is not going to feel too good. But Trish not doing the best in the terms of trying to keep Carmella down, because Carmella was able to toss her back in. But she eats a super kick as well. Carmella may be advancing to the next round 2. No, Trish kicks out at the very last second. And Carmella cannot believe it. How much more can Trish take, man? She's taking a lot from Carmella. Roll through. Super kick right to the dome of Trish. And Carmella, she's just eating this up right now. Trish probably doesn't even know where she's at. She's taking so much damage from Carmella. And now a brutal DDT in the back of the skull. Carmella, just go for the pinfall. You have her right where you want her. And off the ropes into a, running. Almost like a punt maneuver there from Carmella. And just like that, Trish able to turn around the matchup. And now Trish trying to get the crowd behind her. She certainly needs everybody here in Kansas City to try to help her put away Carmella. Trish telling Carmella to get up to her feet. But a little bit too much time. And Carmella just like that changing up the matchup. Trish trying to roll away. Carmella going for the drop kick. Just not far enough, but these women are still going at it. Back and forth we go. As we inch closer and closer to our massive main event, no holds barred matchup between Bray Wyatt, the Universal Champion, taking on the return of Xavier Woods, who has been out at least a month with the damages that Mr. Bray Wyatt has done to him. Super kick again. And that certainly has to be enough to put away Trish. 2 and 3. Carmella now is advancing the Queen's Crown Tournament. You hate to see that for the women's tag team champions. Trish just was not able to figure it out tonight. But they are still your women's tag team champions. So that means now you got Carmella advancing to this, as well as Bayley. We're going to see how the next week matches go for the Queen's Crown Tournament. We are backstage, ladies and gentlemen. Seth Rollins has been laid out, crimson mask, bleeding from the top of his temple. Who in the hell just attacked Seth frickin' Rollins? We are back, ladies and gentlemen, after just shocking developments right there. Seth Rollins absolutely busted wide open. Looked like there was a table broken through, chairs all over the place, and we'll get some more news on Seth Rollins as soon as we can, preferably during this matchup, because up next we're supposed to have Johnny Gargano and Seth Rollins, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, we'll get you a update or a situation update on that. I'm completely shocked. I know Seth Rollins has not been the type of guy that isn't afraid to really piss off people, but with what just happened, I mean, it's kind of shocking. Was not expecting that, but I don't know if we get the answers on who attacked Rollins or what the hell's going on, but we'll try to move on to another part of this matchup with the A-listers. Miz taking on Kevin Owens in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. Miz, like we've mentioned, former Intercontinental Champion, former European Champion, looking to add World Heavyweight Champion to that. But he's going to have to go through Kevin Owens, a man that is a former $1 million champion, looking to get that championship around his waist, former NXT champion, and obviously for Kevin Owens, he would love to become the World Heavyweight Champion. Depends on what brand, though. It depends on the situation that occurs. The winner of the matchup, ladies and gentlemen, coming up between Cody Rhodes and Bray Wyatt when they merge the WWE Championship and the Universal Championship. Yes, here comes Kevin Owens, the prize fighter, making his way down to the ring. We were able to talk to Kevin Owens earlier on tonight, and he said, yeah, he's a little frustrated with losing. Nobody ever likes losing. But he said that when he heard his name called for the King of the Ring tournament, he went from kind of not soaking in sorrow, but kind of down on himself, kind of thinking about what he could have done in that matchup, to going to, okay, hey, this is another opportunity. Maybe, me losing that championship was a good thing. Maybe he could become the next World Heavyweight Championship. The big Goldie is coming back, ladies and gentlemen, just with a modernized version of the logo on the front of it. But here we go, Kevin Owens and The Miz, ladies and gentlemen. Big time matchup. Kevin Owens has won that big time championship here in WWE before. But now, when it comes to becoming the first World Heavyweight Champion here in the series, now that's something to be fighting for. Obviously, Miz has taken Logan Paul under his wing, and imagine if Miz can become World Heavyweight Champion, and I mean, that'd be a great thing for Miz. He could show that, you don't have to have anything going for you at the exact moment, but you have this opportunity where you're in this King of the Ring tournament, and you can become World Heavyweight Champion, and, things don't happen right away for you, type of thing. Because Miz is going to have to go through plenty of big-time superstars to even get to that World Heavyweight Championship opportunity. He's going to have to survive the rest of the Raw superstars just to get to the SmackDown superstar, whoever that may be, and the SmackDown side's even more stacked than the Raw side. You got anyone from Karrion Kross, LA Knight, Braun Strowman, John Cena, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, Karrion Kross, Sami Zayn, like I mentioned. I mean, there's the whole packed side of SmackDown. It's a lot of guys in that roster. You're like, holy crap, you don't even know. And, we'll give you the lineup of who's supposed to be facing who when we get to the before the SmackDown episode. Logan Paul trying everything in his power to get Miz to win this matchup. Owens going for the stunner, I believe. Miz with a key time reversal, and that very well might help him out. And a brutal neck breaker there from Miz. Kevin Owens is in trouble at this very moment, ladies and gentlemen. Referee a little bit slow to the occasion. Strong kick out though at 1. And for Miz right now, it's all about his opportunity. He calls himself the A-lister in no bigger way than beating a man that's certainly one of the biggest names that we have here on Raw, one of the most fan-favorited superstars that we have here on this brand. He wants to up his status and make it to where he's getting more opportunities. This is the greatest opportunity Miz may very well have. He's going through a man that Kevin Owens is a very brutal superstar and willing to do anything to be a prize fighter. Springboard, or I should say, springboard DDT there from Kevin Owens. Owens is all fired up, but Owens not able to capitalize as a front slam takes down Owens. It's what you hate in those type of scenarios where superstars, they feel like they have their opponent down and out, and then all of a sudden, the opponent's able to get back up and get back in the matchup. It's just one of those things where you gotta be aware of your surroundings, and if you're taunting, okay, get it done and over with fast so that you can continue with your momentum. So pulling him down by his hair. I know Owens doesn't have too much hair, but certainly that is still quite a bit. Is a big clothesline there from Owens. And so far tonight we've seen Dolph Ziggler, the newest member of D-Generation X, winning earlier on tonight over Rey Mysterio. Carmelo Hayes makes his Raw debut tonight. He defeating Ricochet. So far Carmelo Hayes and Mr. Dolph Ziggler have been advancing in this King of the Ring tournament. Be very curious to see where these other superstars tonight are going to be going. And oh, Miz, come on, man. Just taunting the living crap out of him. Owens rolling out of the ring, you would think, as telling everybody how big his you-know-what are. Miz not too keen in rubbing it in the face of everyone how big his balls are. His basketballs. And now Miz, look at these big clubbing blows right to the face. Right to I believe that's the left side of the face. I mean, you could bust up Kevin Owens even more and, bruise it to where he can't even see. Right now, Miz, brutal neck breaker again. Kevin Owens is in trouble right now. Both men need to start getting back in the ring. We do not want to have a count-out victory on our hands here. Let's go right into the steel steps. Owens now back in the ring. Logan Paul getting involved here. Miz coming back right in the ring. Rightfully so. No, not like this. Miz, skull-crushing finale. Not like this, ref. 2. No, thankfully Owens kicked out. Logan Paul doing the best that he can to help out The Miz. And Miz looking for another skull-crushing finale. And this is all with the help of Logan Paul. The Miz, not like this. 2, 3. The Miz is advancing, and it is the same result as we saw recently on Monday Night Raw. Logan Paul helping out The Miz again. As soon as Owens got back in the ring, Logan Paul, perfect opportunity, right place, right time to taunt Owens, get the opportunity. It took 2 skull-crushing finales, but Miz advances with Dolph Ziggler and Carmelo Hayes. Who do you think is going on to advance? We're about to figure out who and what's going on with Seth Rollins and Johnny Gargano. Sorry it's taken so long for us to get some medical information to you guys. It looks like Seth Rollins, yes, big laceration on his head. Whoever did this, it seemed like it was very personal, and it seems like this attack went on very quickly, very fast, because he has multiple bruises and whatnot on his body. So Seth Rollins was just sent to the hospital, and that means he's not medically cleared to compete in this matchup now. And now Adam Pearce and I have to figure out who is going to replace him. So we're going to wait for Johnny Gargano to get down in the ring, and then we will send out his opponent. Sorry, Johnny Gargano, not what we were planning, but good luck tonight. Well, here comes your co-main event of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. It was supposed to be Johnny Gargano versus Seth Rollins on a matchup that very well could have been the match of the night, maybe even match of the year possibly, but Seth Rollins viciously attacked backstage. We do not know who by, but now the WWE officials and Shawn Michaels are rushing around backstage trying to find someone to replace Seth Rollins. I mean, there's plenty of up-and-coming superstars, that would love an opportunity at the World Championship in this King of the Ring tournament. That's just frustrating. Seth Rollins, you may not like him, love him, whatever, but certainly one of the best that Raw has to offer. Top-tier talent, main event superstar, but he's taken to a hospital from what we understand with Shawn Michaels. So Gargano's going to have a new opponent tonight, and I'm very curious on who that might be. Wait a minute. Oh, no. Gunther. He is getting an opportunity in this King of the Ring tournament. He was busted open by Austin Theory. Austin Theory putting away Gunther earlier on tonight in this #1 contenders matchup, where Theory, like I said, beat Gunther, and now his official AJ Styles takes on Austin Theory for the United States Championship. And that's a huge upset. Not a lot of people were expecting that, certainly not myself. But now, Gunther able to get that patched up on his head. Doesn't even look like it's a cut on his forehead at all. Able to do that stuff what they do in the UFC with kind of filling up cuts and everything. But how amazing is this? And how crazy it is, I should say, that Austin Theory able to knock off Gunther. Gunther was backstage there. I'm very curious on how the hell this is just happening, because I'm sure Gunther was in his own locker room or something. I would like to understand how the heck this came to be, but now Johnny Gargano will be taking on Gunther, not Seth Rollins now. Referee rings this bell. Here we go with Gargano and Gunther. Supposed to be getting Seth Rollins versus Johnny Gargano, but Rollins being taken out by a certain superstar in the back there, and Adam Pearce and Shawn Michaels thought Gunther would be the best in this backup plan. Not like they were expecting to have someone taken out in this King of the Ring tournament. But right now you got The Miz, Dolph Ziggler, and Carmelo Hayes advancing to the next round of this Raw-sided tournament of the King of the Ring. We'll see how it's going to fare. For SmackDown in the near future, be very interesting, and just how for the Queen's Crown tournament as well as the King of the Ring as well. A lot of men and women looking for those opportunities, and they sure are going to be getting it here, not just tonight, but in the coming weeks. It's Gunther off the ropes, both men just kind of trying to feel each other out. Big haymaker, Gargano with a Hurricane Rana. Obviously, earlier on tonight, we saw Gunther lose in that #1 contenders matchup to Austin Theory. It's a back and forth match there for a little bit, but an A-Town down there from Austin Theory busted Gunther open at that time, leading to Austin Theory picking up a upset victory. And, not something I was expecting whatsoever. Gunther, though, he was not even supposed to be in the King of the Ring tournament, but obviously, like we mentioned, Seth Rollins was taken out by a superstar backstage, replaced by Gunther. So we'll see if Gunther will be able to capitalize, or if he's going to have 2 losses in one night. As a roll-through kick to the skull, Gunther is out, but that's that adrenaline flowing right through Gunther. And oh my goodness, those chops, man. And oh my goodness, to the back, and then a big kick to the chest. Oh my goodness, I would not want to be paid. I should say I would hope to get paid a lot to have him chop my chest or even my back, because that certainly is not something that you would want to take at all. Gunther looking to fly here. This ain't good. Gunther, oh my goodness, a missile drop kick from inside the ring to Gargano, who was outside of it. How crazy is that? And now, Gunther, oh no, oh my goodness. Powerbomb on the apron and then swinging him like a rag doll. Gunther with all the momentum in this co-main event of the evening. He doesn't realize, though, Gargano back up to his feet, and Gargano going to toss him back in the ring. How much damage was done, though, via that swing on the apron as he runs into a big elbow. It's not something you want to be taking too much of, because now Gunther stomping right on that left arm. He's going to dissect Gargano as much as he can. Why not? Gargano trying to get up to his feet. Probably not the best idea. Oh, look at Gargano able to certainly block Gunther's movement there. Big knee to the dome. Gargano trying to stir something up to at this very moment. Gargano has him in the corner. Gonna look for the missile drop, or the missile right in the second turnbuckle. Will that be enough? Big time win possibly for Gargano. Big strong kick out there from Gunther. Gargano cannot believe it. That missile right into the second turnbuckle has won so many matches for Gargano. And now Gunther with the Coquita clutch to Johnny Wrestling. Will Johnny Wrestling have to tap out? Nowhere to go. Gargano's going to have to fight out of it. And it looks like he might be able to. Yes, he does with those elbows. And uh-oh, wait a minute. Referee doesn't see that Gargano's left leg was being used there briefly as a toe hold takedown there of Gunther. Now we're into another Gargano lock situation. Will Gunther have to tap out? Nowhere to go unless his big hand can reach that bottom rope. Gargano may have to make Gunther tap. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, but Gunther slowly able to get out of it. Changing up the match again. Both men taking a lot of damage here. Putting it all on the line. Oh, no, wait a minute. Gunther. Brutal powerbomb, but there's a rope break that saves Johnny Gargano. And rolling out to the ringside area. And now Gunther, big frog splash. Oh my goodness. Both of these guys putting it all on the line here for you guys. They're beating the living crap out of each other. Putting it all on the line like I just mentioned. They're just absolutely incredible. If I'm Gunther, toss him back in the ring and get yourself a pinfall or submission victory, I guess. Because you literally have him right where you want him. And now Gunther slowly going to dissect Gargano here. Let's look at Gunther. He's just eating this up right now. But if I'm Gunther, I have Gargano right where I want him. This is the perfect time to take him out and pin him. And now Gunther, ooh, rebounding him real quick like. And now Gunther, what is he thinking here? Uh-oh. Is he thinking about another powerbomb situation? Yes, he does. The release powerbomb. Will that be enough? 2, 3. It is. Gunther survives Gargano tonight. And that means Gunther is officially moving on with Carmelo Hayes, Dolph Ziggler, and The Miz. What a match. Gargano and Gunther putting it all on the line for you guys tonight. He lost the #1 contenders matchup. Rollins gets hurt, and Gunther replaces him. And Gunther is now advancing to the next round of the King of the Ring tournament. Could very well be the next world champion. Bray Wyatt in the ring waiting for his opponent, Xavier Woods. No holds barred matchup. Xavier Woods now from behind takes down the Universal Champion. Xavier Woods, rightfully so, he was on the shelf for at least over a month due to Bray Wyatt's heinous actions against him. So rightfully so, Xavier Woods coming right out of the gate, coming right after Bray. Look to put him away early, but Bray Wyatt is not going to go down without a fight. Springboard DDT, spiking him on his head. Xavier Woods has Bray Wyatt right where he wants him. He has him where he doesn't know where he's at. He doesn't know how to game plan for him. It's one of those things that when Bray Wyatt does not expect something like that to happen, it changes the whole game plan and mind games and everything else that Bray brings to the table. And look at Bray trying to play some mind games with Xavier, but Xavier Woods not dealing with any of that. As a little bit of a little Dragon Ball Z there to Bray Wyatt. Haven't watched that for ages. I watched it when I was a little kid, but have not watched it anytime since. As Xavier Woods bringing him back in the ring. High risk, high reward situation. Big elbow to the lower back there of Bray. I know, wait a minute, lights are out. Oh, Bray Wyatt. Bray Wyatt now, changing up the momentum of this matchup. Can he capitalize after turning off the lights? Big time takedown there of Xavier Woods. And look at Bray Wyatt. He has the whole world in his hands, and he may have it in Xavier Woods' hands. Let's look at this. The power, the strength of Bray Wyatt. Look at this. Impressive power suplex there. They're going to look oh so easy against a man like Xavier Woods. Oh, look at this. Oh my goodness. You may not think it's too effective, but that's hurting the arms and the back there with that suplex. And now Bray Wyatt with a release powerbomb. Starting to try to slow down the onslaught attack by Bray Wyatt. Big haymakers. Here comes Bray Wyatt. Big knee to the lower back there. Certainly not going to be feeling too good. And now, big time stomp on that right forearm or elbow area, whatever you want to call it. Very effective no matter what. Uh-oh. Going for some kind of suplex, I think. But Bray Wyatt again, one step ahead of Xavier Woods. Now Bray Wyatt, big time punch. Oh my goodness. The blood is dripping down Xavier Woods' face. Bray looking to put the final touches on Xavier Woods. Elbow off the top. Is that going to be it? 2. No, strong kick out from Xavier. This is a no-holds-barred matchup, ladies and gentlemen, but they haven't had to use their weapons. They've been beating the living crap out of each other in the middle of that ring. Sister Abigail and Bray Wyatt going to bring him in the center of the ring. Certainly, this has to be it. 1, 2, 3. Bray Wyatt ends Xavier Woods in the middle of that ring. Look at that. Big-time Sister Abigail. And Xavier Woods met his maker tonight here live on Monday Night Raw. You hate to see it, but Bray Wyatt picks up the win, the Universal Champion. And Bray Wyatt, in 4 weeks' time, will be defending his championship against Cody Rhodes in a unification matchup, WWE Championship, Universal Championship live there at the King of the Ring tournament.